It just surprises me now why it's come to last. A place of sense, a case of sitting on the fence. Let's not get a chance, and let's not cause the least offense. A place of sense, also sense of a case of sitting on the fence. Let's not get a chance, let's not break the fence. Oh, let's not cause the least offense. I'm pressing the point further yesterday. So picture surprisingly now why it's come to last. From a place of sense, a case of sitting on the fence. Let's not get a chance, and let's not cause the least offense. From a place of sense, also sense, a case of sitting on the fence. Let's not get a chance, don't break it, and let's not cause the least offense. It's all so sensible, it's indefensible, it's comprehensible, but all so sensible. A place of sense, a case of sitting on the fence. Let's not get chance, let's not get chance, let's not cause the least offense. A place of sense, a place of sense.
Do you know what mine is? Look at this.
A fancy waterman!
What's that? Oh, it's a twig, I think.
Community-wise, you know.
Week and that. There's nowhere to go unless you've got a car.
Yeah,
We're all very friendly. We keep an eye on each other. Yes.
Well, there's nothing really to do in the night time. Friday night there's the youth club which helps them.
Yes. This is very nice there, and as you can see, everybody keeps the gardens nice and the front's nice. And I mean, if your curtains aren't open by 10 o'clock in the morning, one of the neighbours comes to see what's the matter. And what more could you want?
It's a different environment. If you move to a city, you don't know how your kids are going to grow up out like that, you see. Like here, you've got a nice friendly atmosphere, good teaching, nice scenery.
And only pot's a lot quieter lately, you know, down that end and that, yeah. Down there now? Yeah. Not as noisy, like popcorn and that used to be terrible, but lads, you know, creating that Mrs. Big and that, we can go that windows and all that.
Country, that was nothing like the old monument, you know, you were at home among friends kind of thing. You know, it doesn't matter where you go in Ulverston, you don't go so far and you see somebody you know.
Everybody knows each other, don't they?
Yeah.
it's cold, getting colder, but I'm feeling so warm. I'm flying so high, but I can't feel the snow. It's a long time ago, I was here on my own, over my mountain. And isn't it strange how things happen to me? 20 years on, he's no stranger to me. And all the old stories are easy to see when I'm out over my mountain.
on 4.
Meet a woman whose confidence about her figure has gone belly up. Before that, we're in a town centre where unusually you won't be caught on CCTV.
There's a shop at the road that sells Victoria Beckham jeans, and people come all round just to get these jeans because you can't get them anywhere else. And your shop carries a fantastic reputation.
Oh, it does, yeah. People will travel from miles around to shop in Ulverston. Yeah. Stan Laurel was born in Ulverston, and a lot of people, that has a massive following.
It's not blown own trumpets, but if people come in, they come because they want to go to Rostendale Interiors. They come because they want to go to Rusty.
Welcome to Brogden Street.
The bakehouse window is done.
The first one. Then somebody threw a brick through the travel agents, which was next door. At the delicatessen shop here, the doorway was kicked in. They entered the shop and pinched the charity boxes for about £3.
Dodds, the flower shop, they had their window smashed. Next door had that window done.
The bottle was thrown from that alleyway over that side there, straight through the front plain glass window. I think the same person, obviously, is doing it because of the way the pattern's gone from down the street, from one shop to the other shop to the other shop. They can't afford to put CCTV cameras up in Ulverston. They haven't got enough money. And I find it hard to believe because the amount of people that do visit the town throughout the whole year
generates a hell of a lot of business.
Of course it does.
I spoke to Kendal, who are the Cumbria County Council, and asked them about money for CCTV. And I was told by a councillor in Kendal that all the money had been taken from the Ulverston budget and be used to put CCTV cameras in Kendal. I sometimes feel that Ulverston is the in-between town between Kendal and Barrow.
Of course it is. They're trying to bypass Ulverston as a town and send everything off to Kendal. It's been happening for a lot of years. All the glass then was shattered all into here. The computer and that had just been moved over to one side. Nothing had been stolen at all. They just blatantly just kicked the window in for the fun of it, sheer fun of it. It is gang culture, definitely. Happy slapping and things like that. If you look at any town, I would say you'll probably find that vandalism is on the up.
All you got to do is pick up the paper, haven't you, at the moment, and put on the news if there's things with knives and stabbings in school. Yeah, it's getting really bad, isn't it? Because we're just a bit further back down the alleyway, it's been okay. You do have trouble with people urinating down the alleyway and sometimes scuffles or gangs of kids coming down, but they have left the place alone, which is, I'm quite lucky, touch wood, on that one.
Jason will tell you, you know what I mean, he thinks CCTV camera's the answer to everything, but it's not at all. If you've got a hat on, or especially when it's dark as well, I don't know what sort of a picture you would get. When it's as dark as it is, and most of it's happening at night, that you would be able to make out the face and everything else anyway. They think they're getting away with it and they're carrying on. So the thought of being prosecuted isn't stopping them. The thought of getting a good hiding might.
People I've spoken to have said, oh, she was...
Hello and welcome to... Once part of Lancashire's so-called colonial empire, it's been set firmly in Cumbria's boundaries since 1974. Set between the azure blue sea and the rolling Lakeland fells, the townsfolk are warm and generous and friendly. And we can vouch for that Stanley.
We can indeed, but the bunting, you know, isn't just for our visit here. This year, the town is celebrating the birth of its most famous son. Yes, this was the place that gave Laurel to Hardy, and exactly 100 years ago since his birth, he's still held in high regard. There's even a museum dedicated to his memory.
You.
Thank you.
legend sprang from humble beginnings. This tiny terraced house in Argyle Street, Ulverston, where the comic genius was born. At this early point in his career, Stan hadn't adopted his famous stage name. He had to make do with plain Arthur Stanley Jefferson. But he showed a precocious love of the limelight, even at the tender age of 2. Sadly, Stan's mum Madge also loved the limelight. She took off to pursue a singing career, abandoning Stan to the care of his grandparents, the Metcalfes. As Stan grew, so did his acting ambitions. Ulverston couldn't contain them. When he was 20, he left for America, teamed up with a certain fat friend, and the rest, as they say, is history. Although Stan ended his days in the States, his spirit lives on in Ulverston, under the careful guardianship of Bill Cubbin. Bill admits he's nuts about Laurel and Hardy. He runs the world's only official museum dedicated to the duo. It's stuffed full of memorabilia. At the last count, there were over 10,000 items.
I started the museum because I always enjoyed collecting Laurel and Hardy material, and when the house was sold in Argyle Street, I was able to collect some of the old furniture, and the whole thing, like Topsy, just grew. I would think over the last 15 years the whole thing's come together, and now virtually every day of life I get something new for the museum.
The exhibits range from a tin of Stan's favourite treacle toffee to autographed pictures. But Bill's favourite memento is an ashtray.
Stan had a stroke. He lost the use of his left arm and left leg, and he was very difficult to move around, and he had a little ashtray which fitted on his hand, jammed on his hand, and that he was very, very pleased about right till he died, and it was one of his most famous favourite items.
The museum does a healthy trade in Laurel and Hardy souvenirs. These badges are hot little sellers, so too is this sash, but the most popular memento is this. Visitors also snap up videos of Laurel and Hardy films, or cram into the museum's minute cinema to watch them.
Why didn't you tell us that before? Having us run around here on a wild goose chase.
Their magic comedy has enthralled audiences down the generations, and Ulverston is staging a centenary celebration in honour of Stan Laurel. It's the town's way of thanking him for a priceless legacy of laughter.
Thank you, boys. Where'll you be when I need you?
Right here.
Okay.
But you know, Laurel isn't the only notable name around these parts. The name of Hartley's is revered across the whole of the northern half of Britain. This famous brew is made here, and little has changed in the way it's produced despite the march of time. Parties are allowed to visit the brewery, but Dave Guest had his own exclusive tour. Lucky chap.
It's easy to find Hartley's Brewery, they said. Something about the address gives it away. The old brewery, Brewery Street. And the old is no exaggeration. There's been a brewery in Ulverston for more than 240 years. The Hartley family took it on during the 1890s. But it wasn't until the years immediately after the Great War that they gave their name to the ales that have won countless awards ever since. The company was taken over by Stockport-based Frederick Robinsons in 1982. Some hardened Hartley's drinkers might have wondered whether they'd be left crying into their beer over the loss of their favourite tipple. Today, though, they admit any fears proved groundless.
Despite its takeover by Robinsons, it still seems to be keeping up the form and extending its range of beers, even when it launched Coal Runners 2 years ago. You can still get a very good pint of Hartley's. Depends where you go, obviously. I think just a good, consistent brewing method and a good, close relationship with the publicans that sell the beer works quite well.
Brewing traditional ales is as much an art as it is a science. And the brewers say their continuing popularity with the purists is thanks to the fact they've preserved traditional brewing methods.
Well, wherever we possibly can, we continue to use the materials and the methods that we have used at Hartley's over quite some time. Obviously, there are times when we have to modernise things, but where we possibly can, we keep that to an absolute minimum.
There are 56 Hartley's pubs scattered across Lancashire and Cumbria, and for real ale buffs, Ulverston will always be seen as a mecca of good taste.
Well, there was Dave Guest imbibing the local brew.
Pumping your way through that lot, no doubt you'll require a little exercise, and we've certainly kept Bob Whittaker very busy this week, whizzing about the region in his helicopter. Tonight, he's heading for Millom, where he's finding out more about how the area is trying to attract tourists. He's also been sampling the hospitality of Broughton-in-Furness, where holidaymakers really can enjoy the comforts of a home from home.
When Norweb wants to find faults along its power lines up in them there Cumbrian hills, it's got to be helicopter. Otherwise, it would be a long, long climb. But hey, what's up here? This is no pylon. It's an old monument to a long-dead local explorer. Even Stan Laurel didn't get this sort of lofty treatment. But at least it points the way to Ulverston and beyond, up the rugged coastline to the remote yet friendly town of Millom, population 7,000. The community almost died in the 60s with the closure of its iron ore mines, but now it's realising its potential as an off-the-beaten-track tourist spot, with a fine water skiing facility. Easy when you know how, even easier without the skis. There's a church dating back to the 12th century, and a churchyard well known for one of its inhabitants, Norman Nicholson, whose poetry made Millom famous in the world of literature. But I'm here to see a local living celebrity. Here we are, Millom. I'm off to see the town's leading light, but I haven't much time because this is just a flying visit. Excuse me, madam. I'm actually looking for the mayor. I'm the mayor. Ironically, the mayor's own parlour, now a coffee shop, was where Nicholson lived and wrote. It's where his readers from all over the world flock to. The visitors also drift round the corner to the Folk Museum to catch a glimpse of how local folk lived and how it was down under Millom.
There are plenty of walks, we've got the hills, we've got the seashore, we've got everything. Couldn't wish for anything better.
It has to be said, though, that flying there is easier than driving, but the effort's worth it. Millom, trying to get onto the tourist map, but further inland, there's another little gem worth visiting. We're off to Broughton-in-Furness. It isn't easy to find Broughton-in-Furness, but seeking it is worth it if you want to discover an English village unspoiled by five-star hotels, but you still eat in style, in a friend's house. Apart from dipping into a hefty Cumberland breakfast, Betty Gibbs and husband Reg are sampling the Northwest's first ever village weekend break. And first, the introductory grand tour of the village square, led by a local volunteer, using her vast local historical knowledge. The weekend breaks are put together by two other villagers, working unpaid from the tourist office. They gather in their neighbours to help and to entertain the visitors. There's Anthea Jones, the spinning lady, and Les Grisdale, a local farmer who spins a few yarns too, apart from passing on tips on making shepherd's walking sticks. There's John Barker, whose family have been tossing together baskets for generations. He's keen to teach the new generation a trick or two. The idea of the weekend break is so that the visitors can really get involved in what makes Broughton-in-Furness tick.
If you're on one of these country village weekend breaks, this is what we're here for. To introduce you to the village life, the people.
The organisers arrange visits to the village parts not normally reached by the day tripper, who often doesn't know where the architectural gems are, like this local manor, now a school, providing from its old tower some of the best views of this delightful area. But what makes the village really delightful are the characters, some rather shy. Others, like John Fletcher, a ballet dancer turned craft shop owner, are quite happy to chat and to sell a homemade trinket. The organised lunch is yet another opportunity to become part of this community. The Broughton weekend costs £80 per person, and that includes accommodation, food and the arranged visits, so it's very good value. But I think it's fair to say that this break will appeal less to young families with small children and more to mature couples or perhaps single people.
Upcoming events by sending for a fact sheet from the Cumbria Tourist Board. Please send a stamped addressed envelope to the Cumbria Tourist Board, Holly Road, Windermere, LA23 2AQ.
And the weather's a mess tonight. It's very cool. And tomorrow it's cool with scattered showers.
well, Ollie, I mean Stewie, that's about it.
Well, now then, Play us out tonight. We have a ditty in praise of Ulverston's famous ale, and it's performed by so they're pulling it on the pile and
Oh my goodness! This Hartley's ale is excellent. We'll sup it till we fall.
In Ulverston, the town where Hartley's brew fine ale, walking with the lads, we were feeling rather frail. We went into the Globe and very soon came out. The landlord said, "You care like son," and shoved me with his boot.
We supped Hartley's best and Hartley's mild and Hartley's worst at all. This Hartley's ale is excellent. We'll sup it till we fall.
From the bit of Penny Bridge to the top house.
Thanks. Would you like a pen?
Right, you're a local trader, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
Okay, it's Carnival Day today. Tell me, how important do you think Carnival Day is to us?
Well, it's important to me because I've done an exclusive mug for them with the Chitty Chitty Bang Bang on for sale to raise funds. Good for raising funds, good for the kids, good for the dancing girls and the parents and grannies. Just a nice happy day.
Okay, there you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to see you. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Bye. Morning, Ralph. You're Secretary of the Carnival Day Committee. Just tell me about what's happening today.
What's happening? Have you got enough time, Peter? It's brilliant. We're starting at 10 o'clock with celebrities and various wrongdoers in the stocks, where people have got the chance of throwing soggy sponges at them. Then that goes right through till 12 o'clock. We've got the princess arriving at the Coral Hall at about 12:30, and then arriving in a Rolls Royce, and then she's going to be picked up in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Right. People have said over the last few years the carnival's been in decline, there hasn't been as many floats. I mean, what would your reaction be to that?
Rubbish. Rubbish. You just stay around today. Today is going to be absolutely brilliant. Look at the weather. It's absolutely terrific. Look at the town. It's absolutely terrific. It's absolutely first class. Time and time again, it comes down to the small committee, but we've got a committee of 12. We're strong, we're vibrant, we're eager, we're keen, and we've met with nothing less than cooperation all the way down the line.
How important do you think the carnival is as an annual event to Ulverston?
Absolutely critical. It's a showcase for Ulverston. It shows everybody that we're alive and well, and that the style of carnival that we have is truly intimate. The streets are narrow, the pavements are wide. We confidently expect 10,000 people in town today. We've got 20,000 free lollipops to give away, Pepsi to give away, we've got flags, we've got packets of sweets, we've got balloons, we've got absolutely everything. It is going to be an absolutely first-class, terrific day.
Morning, Gary. Just tell me what you're doing here this morning.
Good morning. I'm trying desperately to keep the gill free of cars. As you can see, it's a large area, and what we're trying to do is keep it clear so we can get the floats and the various entries into the parade onto the gill and assembled ready for the off.
What have people's reactions been about not being able to park on supposedly this popular car park for Carnival Day?
Most people are very good about it. As you can see, it's very empty at the moment. There have been signs up for the last few days advising people that it's closed. You get the odd person, the Luddites who claims a public area and therefore they have a right to park here. I guess the answer to that is that we've been doing this for something like 98 years now, and I think most people in the town accept that for one day of the year it's worth a slight inconvenience to have an excellent day out.
Okay, so you're a resident on the Gill. I mean, tell me what's happening here today.
Oh, well, it's going to get very noisy and a lot of people are going to have a lot of fun, I think.
Yeah.
But,
so you don't mind all this out the front of your house?
not at all. No, I love it. I love the feel of the build-up to it. You know, it's gradually built up during the day. The floats arriving, people arriving for the carnival parade. That kind of subsides for a while, and then the evening starts, and there's a lot of people have a lot of fun.
For the annual carnival. Enjoy all the attractions. The vendors in the stocks for various serious and heinous crimes in the district. The Church Street organ. The parade itself, I am told, bigger and better.
Right, good morning.
Good morning.
Looks like you've got quite a busy job this morning.
Certainly have,
How have things been going this morning for you?
Quite well.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll get better. What we don't sell now will be in front of the parade selling.
I mean, compared to other years, do you think there's more people here this year?
It's the first time I've sold these, so I can't really say.
Right. We've had a good response
Had
this
a very
morning.
good response this morning, especially the flags. The kiddies are loving the flags.
Right, so you're selling a lot
Yeah,
of those.
yeah.
So do you think Ulverston's going to have a good day?
I'm sure. Weather's perfect. It's grand to bring the people on.
I mean, you're obviously involved today, you're selling these. I mean, what's so important about the carnival? I mean, do we really need one every year?
Absolutely. It's such a good atmosphere, isn't it? It's people out, people together. Definitely. Always needed it.
So you're going to have a good day?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
We always come from country for the Ulverston Parade because it's a great day out.
Well, what makes it so special compared to other carnivals?
I think because so many of the townsfolk seem to join in. There's so many floats, so many parades, thriving markets. Town has loads of atmosphere and it's a lovely old town anyway, so it's just a great day.
So you come with some friends with you today?
Yes.
So how many?
We came up on the train today and about 3 or 4 of us came up on the train, but we've met friends from Glasgow, we've met friends from London already, Manchester, Birmingham. They're all up here, all for what's going to be a great day and a great evening.
Right, you're in. Okay, yeah.
Is this a good idea, Jim?
I don't know. No.
What are you doing it for then?
Oh, lady chariot.
Go, Bennett.
What time does the carnival set up?
Actually sets up from here at 1:20 past, but before that this year we have a parade of vintage cars. So they'll be going a little bit earlier, maybe about 1:15, 1:10, 1:15. But as you can imagine, it's slightly flexible. We have to wait until everything's ready and obviously safety is paramount. So once we have everybody marshalled properly and so on, then we'll kick off. So it'll be about 1:20 past.
You've got the last minute preparations for your floats. Tell me where you're from and what the float's about.
Right, we're from Rock and Bride Limited in Barrow, and our theme is Carmen Miranda's football team.
Right, how many is there of you?
There'll be about 15 of us up to now.
Right, so you come all the way from Barrow to Ulverston Carnival,
yeah.
Why?
I enjoy Ulverston Carnival. It's got more of a carnival atmosphere.
Right, so what makes it special to other ones? I mean, compared to the ones you've been...
I don't know, we haven't actually been to any of the others, but we have been in Ulverston Carnival in previous years. But I don't know, it's just more of a carnival atmosphere than the others, really.
Is it a more friendly atmosphere?
Well, yeah, it's more friendly, more exciting, more colourful.
Well, every year I've drove the carnival queen round, and for about the last 4 years. And this year I went to see Ralph, and he said, oh, this year the Carnival Queen's been driving around in that Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, you know, the car from the film. So I said, oh, it's brilliant that. He said, am I driving the car like? I said, no, you're taking 13 on that pickup.
So you've been made redundant?
No, that's it.
What's important to you about Ulverston Carnival then?
I think it gets all the people together, it's a good day out, and everyone loves it. Everyone loves it, that's what I like about it. To see a day today you'll never see anywhere else. You know, it's better than Barrow, Colton. I think it's a really good day out. Brilliant day. Best day of the year, I reckon.
We'll give you 2 or 3 minutes, and then we'll get back to you and then we'll go. Over.
So today, what will you be doing? Will you be watching it from your house?
I'll be watching it from my father-in-law's at the top of Southgate, right at the beginning of the parade.
And so you won't be having a drink during it?
I will not be having a drink this afternoon, but I will make up for it tonight.
I don't have to on the side today. No, it wasn't. That's right. Yeah, well, actually, we need to remember What sort of day do you have then?
We've had a very busy day, you know, it's, you know, I've been doing my best to satisfy my customers. And I love my customers and all of the people in Ulverston.
So what special things you've had to do is that, you know, considering it's carnival, you must have had to stock extra...
Oh, definitely I've had extra staff, twice as many, because we don't know when they will come, right? And definitely I've had stock prepare things and get up from 9 o'clock this morning to do everything ready.
Do you think, generally, I mean, it's a good thing for us in the carnival?
Oh, definitely.
For what reason?
Well, it brings people from everywhere. Actually, I've seen some Americans that came into, you know, and they said that they come to Ulverston just for the carnival, all the way from America, which is something.
Years ago, these guys disappeared from the face of the earth, to the extent that some people doubted their very existence. Some people thought they'd never existed at all. But now they've crawled out of their caves, out of hiding. Ulverston's weapons of mass destruction, the big guns of Iraq!
I saw the Big Uns back in about 1991, and they're absolutely fantastic.
They were easily as big as Pink Floyd around here, so.
Always exciting, unpredictable, crazy.
Chopping up cabinets and sounding quite wild and dangerous.
Probably involved strobes, chainsaws and smoke machines.
Oh, when did I start growing tomatoes? Well, I should say, I've been doing them for 35 years now. I've never got round to it till this year. That's it. Spring onions. Very pleasant.
Padme hum, hum, mane 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 padme hum.
When we were last playing together, you know, Frank was starting a family, you know, he was married, so was Dave.
We stopped performing pretty much because families came along.
It's squeezed out the time for having musical endeavours. Plus in the old days, it didn't really matter if you got to bed late. You know, you could sleep, you had more time to sleep it off.
It was hard work, balancing the two together, and the families of course came first, which doesn't sound very rock and roll, but there you go.
Until recently, he wouldn't have entertained reforming, but then when he was asked the second time, he got quite excited about it.
Jekyll had approached Chris about getting back together to play his 50th party.
Well, they actually played on my 40th, and as a joke, I said, I'll book you for the 50th, and then when it was coming up, I said, well, you realise you're contractually obliged to play now. I did book you 10 years ago.
It's been a long time since we played, and we're kind of playing for all the old people who used to see us.
We started rehearsing again, and I found it incredibly hard work, sweating like mad.
There's no airs or graces or pretense about Chris, and that's one of the things I really like about him.
Well, they probably think I'm a bloody waster.
He just sort of started with music and that was it.
I thought I might be able to get some chicks here if I play guitar and look cool on stage.
He was a very bright lad always, and you know, I'd rather he'd followed an academic career.
I actually got an offer of a place at London School of Economics, but I guess I got stoned too much and I didn't get quite as good a grades as I was expected. I was one of these people who just liked to laugh and have a good time. We weren't there to learn. We were forced into it, into the sausage machine. I always liked music, and I guess those were the people I looked up to when I was a kid. So I thought, right, I want to be in a band.
Well, I quite like quite a lot of it, like, yes.
I'm not into his type of music at all. It's too loud. It's too noisy. And some of his lyrics. I'm not really keen on.
It was always a very dangerous moment in between songs. You never quite knew what he was going to say.
He sang a song called Crazy Spaced Out Acid Head and he dedicated it to me.
You've got the songs going over in your head all night sometimes. You come up with a new song, you really like it, and it's just... I want a house of my own, with you living just across the road. I want a house of my own, where I can look out and see home. Yeah, my shed has been pretty well made out of scrap wooden pallets. I found this door on a skip. Brother-in-law gave me the felt on the roof. It's scrap made good. My beautiful stumpy fingers and hands attracted my beautiful woman. That and my gorilla-like torso. Raring to go. It's going alright, it's going alright. A few pictures and things. Just try to get things set up and try and get a nice sound.
Well, I think the whole day has been spent being nervous.
After they've played, you see them in a different light in a way, don't you? Because you sort of fall in love with them all over again.
Where we are in the evening is the first band's played, and now the second act has got to come on, and then after that we are. Pair of trousers from Tesco's. Haven't put these on for ages, so I don't know if they're actually going to fit. And here we go. How's that?
When you're young, you're too young. When you're old, you're too old. If you're black, then you are cows. If you're brown, then you are cold. I had you're a creep. If you're dumb, then you're a slob. You'll never get to heaven if you don't have a low paid job. It's like those 10 years marathon.
I hope it's going to be a new beginning. I hope so, indeed.